And Cup fever ramps up, but retiring legend Damien Oliver could be forced to watch from the sidelines.
This is Melbourne.
80,000 punters and partygoers are expected to fill Flemington for tomorrow's Melbourne Cup. But today, the traditional Cup Eve parade made way for a more subdued celebration on the banks of the Yarra. Adam Hegarty was there.
The sounds of racing and the glitz of identities.
It's just fabulous. It brings people together, which is so important.
But on Cup Eve, on the Yarra, a subdued entrance for the $8 million prize. The Melbourne Cup guarded behind a punter-lined barrier in a far cry from tradition. The long-standing parade scratched, replaced with a Crown Riverwalk launch to avoid horse racing protesters who still sniff them out.
They don't care about the horses.
Those cries, though, largely drowned out the track set for some winding storylines. Last year's winning jockey, Mark Zara, jumping ship from the 2022 victor.
Gold Trip wins it.
To Caulfield Cup winner without a fight. And he's not without nerves.
To go with my head over my heart. I've said he's probably a little better than last year, but he'll need...
No.
Legend Damien Oliver's Melbourne Cup swan song in jeopardy. His ride's in doubt, but he's happy to ride that wave.
I'm actually quite relaxed, yeah. I mean, it's out of my hands.
The pressure on jockeys and organisers, crowds aren't as grand as they once were. And that's where they come in. Delta Goodrum and John Stevens among the musical attractions, entertainment on the track and off it.
We're excited to be a part of the day, and I'm sure all the crowds will be out as they always are.
Our view is that the popularity of the Lexus Melbourne Cup has never been as strong, and we'll see that tomorrow with people on course and off course.
And of course, the first bets
$5,036 with you.
are a clear sign of that. Adam Hegarty, 9 News.
And the Cup Eve focus has now shifted to Government House. Tony Jones and Lavinia Nixon are there. Tony, who's at the soiree tonight?
Oh, it is a soiree and a half, this one, isn't it, Lavinia?
Love a soiree, Tony.
Yeah, I know, and I'll tell you what, I saw Glenn Boss a little earlier on. The Governor's just made the formal welcome here. Of course, racing royalty in his own right there, but also just a real cross-section of the community, which is what the Cup's all about in many ways.
Oh, there's only one sleep to go until the race that stops the nation, and we can't wait. But it all really comes down to the horses, doesn't it, Tony?
Well, it's the influences, really, and there's plenty here tonight, too. We might get a selfie in a moment. You'll have to show me how to do it. But, yeah, that's right, the horses, and they're oblivious to what's in store for them tomorrow in many ways. But I can tell you, the internationals, they've really come here to play. Vauban, all the money was for Vauban, the foreign raider, at the call of the card today. We'll have that a little later on in sport. But there's also been a scratching. So that's the late mail, and we'll have that for you as well. But in terms of the weather, I'm just getting the feeling, I don't want to get ahead of myself, that it's going to be far different this year to last year.
It absolutely will be, Tony. Totally different. Tomorrow is forecast to reach 30 degrees, but last year's maximum wasn't even half of that. It only reached 13. Mind you, the horses might have preferred that. Now, although it will be hot tomorrow, there is the chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms, and they could be severe, but they will be hit and miss, and I'll have all those details later in the bulletin.
All right, and as I said, we'll have that scratching detail for you as well, but come on, let's just a quick one.
Tony, back to you.
There you go, Pete, that's how you do it.
Looking forward to seeing the result on Insta. Thank you, Tony and Lavinia. Now returning with sport from Government House, Tony Jones.
Thanks, Peter. Very classy affair, although that said, there might still be a few that might need to pace themselves, if you know what I mean. But it is Cup Eve here at Government House, and after the break, we're really in a cup flavour because we've got a husband and wife combination who've taken the romance of the Melbourne Cup to a whole new level. Welcome back. Well, Damien Oliver might just have a sleepless Cup Eve, still waiting to learn if he'll be competing in tomorrow's great race, which, as we know, is his last. The Mike Moroney-trained Alan Kerr will have a final vet examination first thing in the morning after again showing signs of foot soreness. Xander Maguire with the latest.
He has a record 87 Cup Week wins and he's still counting.
On my last Cup Carnival, nice to get some winners.
But with Cup ride Alan Kerr failing another vet exam today, Damien Oliver faces an uphill battle to feature in the big race. Still, Ollie remains optimistic about a final vet check at 7:30 tomorrow morning.
It's a foot abscess, so it's kind of just a timing thing. If it can heal in the next 24 hours, he's a chance to take his position.
From struggling for a ride to having too many to count.
You might have cut me one short there. I got 5.
You got 5?
Yeah.
Kieran Maher's hopes rest on top weight defending champ Gold Trip.
He's definitely the best horse, but he's got the weight as well. I think he's as good, probably slightly better than last year.
But the favourite will take some beating. Fiorente in 2013 was the last favourite to win, but with 55 kilos and barrier 3, everything is going right for Vauban.
The day we bought Vauban, we had the Melbourne Cup in the back of our mind. And, we thought he had the class to be competitive down here.
Irish trainer Willie Mullins also has $10 pop Absurd in the race, and it's where a lot of the betting money has flocked.
And if he gets a fair break tomorrow, he has every chance.
While Vauban and Absurd are stable mates that appear to be working together, the same can't be said for husband and wife, Holly Doyle and Tom Marquand. Holly will become the first international female jockey to ride in the Cup, but it's race 6 where a family feud could ignite. The couple scheduled to ride rival horses.
Obviously it is quite a unique situation, isn't it, for the outside world, but we just try and stay out the way of each other, really.
As it stands, Vauban is clear of the field, while Caulfield Cup winner Without a Fight is the second favourite. Gold Trip has drifted to third, while Salcombe also has some support. Today, the punters got to work on those odds at the call of the card. The bookies giving their best odds.
I like it, $31.
The biggest wager? $320,000 on Vauban. A collect of over $1.5 million awaits. And just moments ago, the Melbourne Cup field went from 24 to 23. Cleveland, trained by Chris Lees and owned by Lloyd and Nick Williams, has become the first scratching after recording an elevated temperature, and vets simply weren't willing to run the risk on him. The 6-year-old was in good form, recently taking out the Moonee Valley Gold Cup, but it and jockey Michael D will no longer feature. Of course, Tony, that field could again be reduced to 22, with Damien Oliver's ride Alan Kerr in doubt.
Yeah, okay, we wait and see.